thousands of gender-based violence victims are in limbo as the GBV Command Centre, this is the call centre, to put it plainly, it's reportedly on the verge of collapse. However, the Social Development Minister refuting these claims, saying the Command Centre is functional despite the challenges. The minister says the changing of service providers has hindered some of the operations. The new contractor has reportedly reduced the number of social workers affecting GBV victims who depend on this centre for assistance with shelter. For more on this story now, we are joined by the Social Development Deputy Minister, Hendrietta Bogopane-Zulu. Deputy Minister, good morning to you and thank you very much for your time. Let's begin the conversation with what necessitated the change in contractors.
Firstly, we had a relationship with Vodacom as the line, Vodacom Commercial, who were looking after the DSD as a whole contract. Included in that was the command center line. Then we had a relationship, a CSI relationship with Vodacom Foundation, who were matching us rent for rent in terms of running the command center. So Vodacom's contract, the commercial contract, ended. And then they were extended for 1 year, and ultimately the contract was terminated and another service provider was brought on board. Don't ask me when, because I don't know. The only time I knew this new service provider was when I came across a submission that was requesting to terminate the relationship. And I was like, what? But in all that, I started picking up that the command center is literally falling apart. And one started asking questions until one learned what Brilliantel or whatever they are called is the ones that are running the center, and they've got zero experience.
Minister, that is in stark difference to what your minister has been saying to the news outlets, and that is that, yes, there does seem to be challenges, but it does not mean that the call center is completely falling apart. You don't sound impressed at all about the new contractor. So perhaps let's crystallize why for you it was a surprise, because you say when you found out that Vodacom was no longer the contractor, you went, what? What were you told were the reasons for why Vodacom or the contract with Vodacom ended?
Well, like any other commercial contract, the Vodacom commercial side, the contract ended, they tendered and submitted, and they were not the bidders. So that, I think, is a normal practice.
Yeah. Where
I started asking questions is when Vodacom Foundation was reaching out to me to say that we've been rolling over your money for the command center. We've been trying to meet the minister, but we are not succeeding. And I can speak with authority about the command center because I built it up. And I know what the features of the command center is. And I know what to look for, because when you've built something up, Minister Batabile Dlamini started the command center in 2013. And when I arrived at DSD in 2014, I was then handed over that responsibility of saying, DM, here's the command center, please, because you are young, build it up, bring in the features. And hence I can stand and say, today as I'm talking to you, like right now, the command center that used to be receiving international awards, that was the best in the world. That was, people would come to South Africa just to come and interact, to learn and be able to, develop these in their own countries. Today, it's a switchboard. Literally, it's hello and goodbye.
Wow.
And it hurts me a lot, because I don't want to sacrifice victims of gender-based violence, because I know I have been a victim of GBV. And with my own personal experience, I was able to build up, because I knew what service must be there. One, the new contractor, that zero-rated call, that no victim or perpetrator or family member or child did not need to pay for the call. We were paying for the call. That's the first thing that left. Now people need data to be able to ask for help. You could send a please call me for a social worker to call you back. That is not there anymore. You could actually, when you call the command center and the social worker answers the phone, the center had a geolocator, because we know when you are asking for help, half the time it's not okay for us to be asking you, where are you, what's your address? So the geolocator would open the automatic file on the system, and that file will then be traceable. We were able to keep our victims up to date on their cases. We had all shelters loaded, all police stations loaded, all emergency loaded. At the press of a button, once the geolocator tells us where you are and in distress, we are able to press one button and you are referred. It was a system that could refer right up to the local office of DSG, so that you can be attached to a social worker who must also update from her side, so that the file could get the statistics in a press of a button. You can ask me now, I was able to tell you how many calls, of which were GBV related, at a press of a button. All that, Dololo.
Deputy Minister, you are personally hurt by this change in contractors. This is something, as you are telling us, that you've built up from scratch. The new contractor, Brilliantel, this is the name of the company. You have said they have zero experience. Now, when you say that, particularly when it comes to government contracts, the alarm bells start going off, because as we have come to learn in South Africa, I'm not saying that this may be the case here, but as we have come to learn in South Africa, certain people lose contracts with government because they don't know the right people in the right places. Who are the people behind Brilliantel, and how was this company given this contract with, as you say, zero experience?
I don't want to lie. I don't know who Brilliantel is. It's the first time I hear their name. I've never met them, and I can't even tell you who's behind. But from where I'm sitting, yes, we want to empower black business. And I must say, during the Vodacom commercial contract and the Vodacom Foundation, we had a black company called Advanced Technology. And they were doing quality assurance, mentored by Vodacom. They were doing monitoring dropped calls, ensuring their return, the quality of the line. And CCI was always training as an NPO, social workers all the time. And that is also run by black women. So I don't know who they are. And I asked the questions to say, Auntie, how do you guys evaluate? But even before they went on tender, I said to the acting DG, Lentinum Kunu, and the management, what exactly are you guys tendering out? I hear you want to tender. Are you tendering out the line? Are you tendering out the system? Which part of the command center are you guys tendering out? They couldn't answer me. They went ahead and tendered. Now, right from the first month, the social workers, the system went down. And every time you'll be told, no, the command center is working. I'm like, because when people dial, the line gets answered. You call that working? They relocated. When I learned that the command center is being relocated from where it was, which is in a secured space where nobody knew. They relocated it to a township in Salvakop, into an old dilapidated ECT, and there's no proper security. People come in, who's their wives called, pick up the social workers, wait for them in the street, and it's sad because we had secured the social workers.
Deputy
now
Minister,
we have a dysfunction. Yes.
Deputy Minister, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this story is absolutely shocking, and I totally appreciate your honesty in this matter. Can I ask you this one final question? You have said that if things continue as they are, then it means that gender-based violence victims, which is, by the way, pandemic number 1 as declared by the President, it means that victims of GBV, to quote your words again, are being sacrificed. Would you recommend that this contract be cancelled and the department reverts to the old contractor?
I want the contract terminated, but whether they want to go back, I don't want to interfere with the procurement. But I'm saying, yes, I stand with the victims, and I'll never apologize for telling the truth. This contract is not working.
Wow.
Even the officials in the department have long been complaining to the ADG, writing submissions that he has never signed, saying, terminate this contract. Let's make sure that the right people are in the room to do the adjudication. In this one, even the officials that deal with the GBVF were not involved. So the people that know the system, that they were left out of the whole procurement. Now, I don't know what is it that you are procuring that you know.
All right. Deputy Minister of Social Development, Hendrietta Bogopane-Zulu, your words are very clear, ma'am. Thank you very much for your time. GBV victims are being sacrificed here, and the Deputy Minister, if she has her way, she says this contract must be terminated with Brilliantel. That's the new contractor. Thank you very much for your time, ma'am.